over 110,000 views on this channel on 2 videos just talking about Amber from Invincible and how she reacts to finding out Mark is invincible. And, hello, wife.
Hi.
My wife just witnessed it for the first time watching the actual show. And I wish I recorded, as you just said, I wish I recorded your reaction because you literally just cringed and like kind of...
I hid my face.
You hid your face, you grimaced, and what did you say? It was worse than you...
It was worse than you made it sound, because obviously I've had to hear a lot about this.
So you're saying I downplayed it?
Yeah, and I just don't understand anyone arguing, like, in her defense.
So we just watched...
She literally just slammed the door in his face. He's trying to be honest with her. And then he's like, okay, I'm still gonna try. He goes up, reveals himself to her, and she's just like, I know, I already knew. Well, then why were you being such a bitch about it? He's literally saving lives, trying to help out, trying to do his superhero shit.
Okay, so really quick, I've got thousands of comments, the vast majority of which see it as we see it. However, the ones in defense of Amber, they argue that Mark lied to her, and that's the biggest issue. Now...
I'm sorry. If you had superpowers... You wouldn't lie to someone that you literally just started dating?
Well, we're supposed to believe they've been dating for 6 months, but you're right.
I'm still, like, it was recent in
I mean, you and I have been together since 2015, and I still haven't told you about my superpower.
You little brat. But didn't they, like, start dating not long after he got his powers?
Yeah.
So he's still new. He's still learning.
Absolutely.
He doesn't know if he can freaking trust her.
All right, so the biggest argument in her defense is that, well, he lied to her, and that's the big issue. Now, he doesn't
owe her anything. Okay, sorry. I'm annoyed.
I know, I love it. You just watched Jenna. Okay, sorry, our dog's trying to play with a crinkly toy. You just watched the ending of episode 6. Where they're on the college campus.
Yeah.
So that directly ties into this.
Yeah.
What did we witness on the campus? Quick refresher. When the cyborg attacks, Amber goes, Mark! Looking for him.
Well, even before that, they're, like, helping other people who have been hurt and injured, and, like, she looks over and Mark's helping other people.
Right. Trying to get them out of the danger zone.
Yeah.
But then she looks over and goes, Mark! And he disappears in a split second later, literally on screen, maybe 1 second later.
Because his best friend is being held by
is about to be killed by the cyborg. Right, William. Yeah. So, you picked a quiet toy? Thank you. So, yeah, all of a sudden, Invincible shows up to save the day. And then...
Instantly.
And William realizes...
Instantly. He's like...
Right. William realizes... Wow, this is Invincible. Like Mark, or rather, this is Mark. You know, Mark is Invincible.
Yeah.
And he understands that, like, hey, secret identities are important. So, you know, after the fight is done, Mark says, you can't tell anyone. And William respects that. He honors that. But Amber, this is where I have issues with this. Amber goes, wow, who was that? As Invincible flies away.
True. Oh my god.
Yeah, she stops, like, literally right after the cyborg attack. She goes, wow, who was that? And William goes, that was my Invincible. Because he knows he can't
But clearly she knew the entire time.
Right.
You want to believe her in this episode.
Because this is literally the drive back from the campus. So that's not like a vast amount of time has passed.
If she knew that whole time, why is she like, oh, who's that?
Why is she acting so aloof? And yeah, she literally said, who is that? When she saw Invincible fly away. And then as soon as he flies away, Mark comes back and she called him. Do you remember what she called him? You lying piece of shit. Yeah. That's what she said to Mark after he just returned from saving the day, where she claims...
Also, but he didn't even... Like, what is he lying about? He didn't have a chance... Like, he didn't lie about anything. He said the authorities were on their way.
Right.
Where's the lie?
So the argument on her behalf is that she did know this whole time, but he was not truthful with her because he didn't say he's invincible. Ugh. As you said, what does he owe her? You're absolutely right. But also, if she knew, I'm going to put that in quotes, air quotes, knew that he was invincible, why the fuck did she go, who was that, as he flies away, and then get mad at Mark when he returns?
Yeah. Really quick, can we go back to the whole, like, lying piece and, like, what he owes her? Because I want to be clear.
Do it, go.
If he was lying to her to a point where it was causing harm, I can understand that being an issue. Like, that would be problematic. And if you're in a committed relationship, like, yeah, okay, maybe don't lie to your significant other. But I'm sorry, we're talking about superpowers here. It's on a whole different level.
All right.
And him lying, and I'm putting that in air quotes for people listening.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think that it can be considered lying because it's his secret.
Right.
Anyways, him lying is actually trying to prevent further harm, keep her out of danger, prevent his identity from getting out. Like,
absolutely.
So if you want to do the whole, like, good versus harm, lying to her is not doing more harm.
I agree.
She's just making it.
I agree. If word got out that Mark Grayson was invincible, people are going to start targeting his school. People are going to start targeting his friends, his family.
And her!
Right, exactly. So, one other thing I wanted to mention, too. I am currently on I'm like almost to issue 30 on the comics, and I'm loving the comic series. It's actually, I like the show. I love the comic series. It's really excellent. The order in which they tackle a lot of the topics is very, very different in the books compared to the show. Anyway, in that, spoilers for anyone who hasn't read the books, Amber suspects that Mark is.
Plug my ears.
Oh, do you not want to know this?
Yeah.
Oh shit,
dude.
All right, plug your damn ears then.
Okay.
All right. Well, she's plugging her ears, but in the books, Amber suspects that Mark is dealing drugs, and then when one of her friends is like trying to help her figure out why he's late and disappearing all the time, the friend says, "Oh, maybe he's a superhero," and then it like clicks, and Amber thinks, holy shit, that actually adds up. Long story short, when they finally confront it, and she basically forces him to admit that he is invincible, the following sequence in the book is so fucking different than the show. In the show, she plays it off, yeah, I already knew, which I hate. In the fucking book, Mark and Amber have sex for the first time in her college dorm, and she is ecstatic that her boyfriend is a superhero. So, yeah. Talk about responses. So, how much did you hear of what I just said? Oh, good. Wow. So, yeah,
very effective at plugging my
talk
ears.
about difference in response, though. So, I just shared what happens in the comics, which I thought was a phenomenal way for the story to go. It is, truthfully, I actually think it's more believable, but it was also just really, it had great entertainment value. And you actually are excited to read it. You're like, oh shit, like this is happening. So you'll get there eventually. Okay. But in the show, the way he's literally saying, almost verbatim, yeah, the reason why I'm late or I can't make it sometimes is because I'm saving lives and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm going to Mars, whatever. And then she just fucking nonchalantly just ignores him, brushes him off, and her response was, I know you're a superhero. I've known for weeks. Right. Now, I've said it 1,000 times, literally probably 1,000 times, in the comment sections on the 2 videos, but she completely dismantles and undermines her argument. To say that she's known for weeks, but then to act so aloof and so dumb at the campus where he flies away, who is that? Mark, where did you go? There's so many things, rewatching this the second time, things that I'm picking up on.
See, I know that part bothers you more. I think what bothers me is just her general attitude. Like, come on.
A lot of people were bothered by the fact that she went to that frat party and was trying to hook up with the other guy, where she apparently, again, knew that Mark was, invincible.
Yeah, that was just a petty move.
That was a petty move. Yes.
Yeah.
So what bothers you more about it?
She's being completely unreasonable.
I agree.
Like, to me, you know, given my background, what I study, all of that, I would say that that is not a healthy relationship.
Not at all.
And more of it is on her end. Like, she's being really manipulative.
Yes! Okay, so the biggest argument on her behalf.
Manipulative, and honestly, there's even earlier signs, like, in, like, the episode before, and maybe the one before that, if I'm remembering, of, like, her gaslighting him.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So, the biggest argument that I've seen on the other videos in her defense was that, you know, hypothetically, let's say she knew, but he wasn't honest with her. He didn't trust her enough, and he didn't tell her.
He's trying to do the right thing.
He is trying to do the right thing. So, and to those people, I just said, okay, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. He absolutely did keep her in the dark, you know, and he had his reasons why. I'm not saying that was the right move to do. However,
I do think it's the right move, though.
if she supposedly... So she is upset that he didn't come forward and say, Amber, I'm invincible. That's why I'm late all the time. That's, you know, and I'm sorry that...
That's, like, not something you tell someone until you know for sure that you're committed, that you're...
I agree, but we're pretending that they are committed and, you know, as you just snapped your fingers. We're pretending that they're there. So the argument is like, he should have told her. He should...
High school, though.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. They're in high school. Exactly. This dude doesn't even know if he wants to go to college, but he's supposed to tell somebody his secret identity. So, with that aside, we're supposed to assume that, okay, they're at that point in the relationship, he should have told her. My argument to those individuals was that absolutely what you just said. She's manipulative, and what she's doing, if she magically somehow figured this out and she, quote, knew that she's holding that information out of spite.
Yeah.
Where if she knew, why wouldn't she approach him and say, Mark, we need to talk, and then pull him aside and be like...
The irony of that episode being called We Need to Talk.
Well, yeah, that's the episode we're on right now. Exactly. Oh, no, wait till you see the finale of this episode. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, for her to say, she should have pulled him aside and been like, I know why you're always late. You know what I mean? I figured it out, and I understand. I would like to give you the opportunity to clear the air. That's how I would have wanted to see it written.
If she's having her own reaction to it, being like, I'm having a hard time being understanding, that would even be better than how she does it.
If they wanted to... Right. If they wanted to write it... If they wanted to write it in a way that is in her... Where they want the audience to favor her side and see her and kind of, you know, align with her viewpoint, I think they should have had her... They should have showed indication that she's figuring it out. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know that. We know that as the audience. And then she pulls him aside and says, Mark, I want to talk to you. This is serious. I know why you're always late. I know where all these weird injuries come from. And I want to give you the opportunity to please, you know, like, have some faith in me and tell me what's going on. And then if he in that moment says, nothing's going on, Amber, blah, 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 then she can say, you're a lying piece of shit. And then she could act very, you know, right now she's acting very irrational, in my opinion. But then she could have had an actual response. And we as the audience would have been like, ooh, you know what? She's actually warranted acting that way because he did totally just dismiss everything. But
that would require them to model effective communication. And that's just not something that happens often.
No.
Yeah.
That's how I would have written this. I think it could have salvaged that scene and made Amber not the... Amber's not even a villain, and she's more disliked than any of the villains in the show.
She's just really annoying.
She
like,
is.
You want to like her. I want to like her.
Right.
I've wanted to like her since the beginning. And even knowing what I knew, and I knew about, like, the videos you made before when you watched it, and I had only seen bits and pieces, I still wanted to like her.
Yeah.
I still wanted to be less bothered by that scene.
Leave that alone.
Than you were.
Right.
And I couldn't watch it just now.
I know, you cringed and said you didn't know if you could get through it.
No.
Anyway, well, I have been waiting for this moment for a few months. I've got 110,000+ views on those two videos just talking about this, and I've been waiting for you to see it so you could join the discussion. Yeah. If you guys have any thoughts on the whole Amber thing, if you think she reacted irrationally, which I do think she did, drop a comment below. If you disagree with us, that's fine. Write it in an intelligible manner in a comment below, and we can absolutely discuss it. I love having these discussions and debates, and, I'm determined, and I guarantee you we'll find some common ground if we share our viewpoints on that. But thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for being here, lady. All right, let's go finish this episode. Talk to you later. Bye.